Alright guys, what is going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So for those of you guys that haven't been here in like a week or so, I apologize I haven't been making videos, but I've just been very busy streaming. But hopefully this footage over here will be entertaining enough. It's footage captured from the live stream that was done here, and this happened today. It got me a little deatomizer strike over here, and yeah. And with that being said, thank you very much to every single person that's been extremely supportive of the streams lately. We've been having tremendous conversations. Some of the streams have been ridiculously long, some of the longest I've ever done. Like some of them were like 7 hours or close to it, which is great. And as long as I'm able to keep doing it, I will keep doing it. So, and I've got the time for now, so I'm going to keep doing it. So it's really interesting getting to know all you guys on a live level, so to speak, to where it's not just in the comment section. It's something that's like happening and you're having a conversation while it's going on, so that's great. So just wanted to say thank you very much. As a matter of fact, this channel has not received this much support and this much growth in a long time, in just a short period of time, because, well, my channel was actually dying, and right now, thanks to the streaming as well as the more recent support to the recent videos, this channel has been given some CPR, which is great. And it also gives me a little bit more motivation, and it basically just kind of lets me know that, hey, you may not be like maybe top tier out there, but at least you're good enough to be able to continue doing it. So thank you. But anyway, with that being said, though, I may not be the most top tier YouTuber, content creator, whatever the hell you want to call me. I may not be one of those guys, but at this point right now, I basically consider myself a veteran of the Call of Duty community. Now, I'm a little bit late. Because I started taking Call of Duty seriously in Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 1 is when I started playing it a lot, but I was still very much a noob. I was very much a noob in Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops 2, I just put everything in full paddle. I mean, I even got frustrated a few times or whatnot, so, but once I went through the transition, I went through the grind of literally learning how to play the game correctly, and one of the reasons why I mention it as well is because I'm actually proud of it, because back then, See, COD wasn't to the point to where things are given to you as easily anymore. They started becoming really subtle in terms of, for instance, in Black Ops 2, let's just point our fingers at Black Ops 2 real quick. In Black Ops 2, one subtle thing that they gave to help noobs out, right, is, what's it called? The target finder. It seemed to have a little bit of extra aim assist on it, and it basically helped, and it helped track the targets for people that had trouble aiming. They keep on messing with the aim assist with different CODs, and it seems to be getting stronger and stronger in more recent CODs. Like if you look at Black Ops 4 compared to this one, the aim assist in Black Ops 4 is noticeably stronger. Now the thing is, a lot of noobs and a lot of players that don't play as much as someone like myself or some of these big YouTubers, for instance, like right now, I'll put myself in that category because I've been having that kind of time to play, and I've been investing that kind of time to play in it, and hopefully, like in this gameplay and the gameplays that you'll see in the very near future in the videos, or if you just go back and watch the streams, hopefully you could see that, because one of the things you have to do in order to get better is to put in the time. And it really does appear that Infinity Ward's #1 priority, their #1 objective with Modern Warfare, is to basically protect the noobs. And let me tell you something, you're only making them worse by protecting them. Seriously, you're only making them worse, and then you're also teaching them the wrong thing. But at the same time, do they give a fuck? No. Do other businesses that do this and other different things give a fuck? No, because it's all about the fucking money. And excuse my language for those of you that might be offended, but sometimes I just like to keep it real. As a matter of fact, I always like to keep it real, but sometimes I tone it down and sometimes I don't. And this is not going to be one of those commentaries where I do and sugarcoat things. Because, quite frankly, nobody really, I mean, the people that know what the hell they're talking about, people like myself and then a few others, of course, and I know this because those people are very credible as Call of Duty players and even content creators and such. But even players themselves, they're very credible, and we're all pretty much saying the same damn thing. And we know what the hell we're talking about, because we're the ones who put in the time and learned how to get better. We put in the time instead of having every little single thing given to us. We put in the time instead of having maps designed to protect us against people that know how to run around and aim and do a whole bunch of things at the same time, whereas we don't. So the thing is this. You're making players better. You're making players worse. You're making your average player, which is about a 0.8 or a 0.9 KD average, right? You're making them worse by building a game that protects them like that, by constantly giving them things that they haven't earned It's simple as that. Or by basically encouraging the playstyle that actually makes you want to be cautious, so to speak. And in return, not only are you ruining the fun and the flow of what is to be Call of Duty, but you're literally diluting this generation of players. It is absolutely disgusting. I've seen it in previous professions. I see it in today. Sometimes today, the qualifications in order to be something are are so much easier than they used to be. And in return, what ends up happening? That person ends up being way worse. The generation of that sort of occupation ends up being way worse because they didn't work nearly as hard and it wasn't as hard, and therefore they weren't as good and they weren't as comparable, and therefore more mistakes happen, more people get hurt, and all this other shit. And this is a very good example. This is why I'm very passionate about this subject, because I've seen it happen, and I do see it happen right in front of me in front of my own eyes. And, ultimately what happens is you're making the next generation of players worse. And the same thing happens with people in general. I mean, can you imagine, for instance, let me give you an example here, okay? For Navy SEALs, for somebody to become a Navy SEAL, they have to go through literally fucking hell and back to become a Navy SEAL, right? They have to go through BUDS, and then they have to go through SEALs qualification training, and they're risking their lives. They're going through the cold. They're going through the grind. I mean, just for those of you guys that don't, for those of you guys that really want to know what the hell they go through or get a taste, I mean, obviously nobody knows everything unless you go through it yourself, because I'm sure there's a couple things that they keep on the down low, of course. But the thing is that if you guys want a really big taste of what people go through to become Navy SEALs, for instance, look up on YouTube right now, go on your search, go in the search box and type in BUDS 234 or BUDS Class 234. And it's a 4-hour thing. It's like 4 different episodes all compiled into one big 4-hour thing or whatnot. And you see what they get to go through. You see Hell Week. You see, one episode for every 3 phases. It's absolutely like, wow. It just goes to show you, and it gives you a whole bunch of respect for the people that are able to go through that and to keep going and to not give up. I mean, that's truly the indomitable mind right there. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to become a Navy SEAL or anything like that, but can you imagine that if they lowered their standards? I mean, this is the Navy SEAL tradition that they do, like, I believe 4 times a year. Okay. So if they diluted that, all of a sudden, can you imagine, like, with the elite fighting force in the world, like Navy SEALs, for instance, right? All of a sudden, if they diluted their standards, and if all of a sudden BUDS became extremely easy to pass, that their pass rate became like almost a pass every single time. And by the way, just so you guys know, more than 70% of people fail BUDS. Okay. And then after that, even more people fail SEAL qualification training. So the thing is, in terms of the amount of people that they get during that period, there's a lot of people that end up failing. Most of them, it's because they quit because it's just too fucking tough. And that's a fact. And on top of that, and then there's other things you have to do to qualify, and some people just don't pass, which is another heartbreak. And then, of course, there's people that get injured. And that's the way it's been. This is the way the SEAL tradition has been for years. And the thing is, if they lowered their standards, then it's like, well, we're going to have, I mean, if they lowered their standards all of a sudden, right, and did what Call of Duty did, and then they made BUDS easy, and then they said, everybody that does BUDS gets to pass, all you have to do is just do it, and then put your time in, and then you'll pass, we'll rub your belly as you do it, we'll make it easy, we'll change Hell Week, you can get some sleep at Hell Week every day instead of not getting any sleep at all for the first 96 hours. I mean, if they lowered their standards and made it easier, the people that end up becoming SEALs, if they ended up doing that, would end up becoming weaker and a very, very small piece of what they used to be. And they're not nearly capable of what they used to be. They wouldn't be as strong mentally, physically. I mean, it would just be an absolute fucking joke. So the thing is that you are basically, like, by protecting the noobs, you're lowering the standard. It's absolutely insane. You don't need skill-based matchmaking to protect them. You don't need to design the game and make the game in such a way that it's so easy to make everybody to make everybody like feel like, oh my gosh, it's like, hey, I can get a kill, yay. Let me tell you something. It's a lot more satisfying than it is now if you get a kill that you actually earn. And on top of that, when you learn how spawns work, which, by the way, you can't predict at all in Modern Warfare because they're so fucking unpredictable. You got invisible people hiding in corners. You got a super fast time to kill. You got the freaking shotguns. You got all the different things. They're not going to fix the minimap. I mean, I'm going to do a separate video on that where Swag was talking about, or it's been known in a Charlie Intel article that Swag, I guess, or one of the YouTubers or whatnot, was asking about, was talking to one of the developers, and they're not going to change the minimap. I mean, the thing is, and among other things as well, the thing is, their priority is to protect noobs. The thing is, there's only, according to statistics that we've been recently learning, there's only like 10 to 20% of people that stomp lobbies, one lobby after the next. And if you play free for all, and for those of you guys that have been paying attention to my not my commentaries, to my gameplays in free for all when I stream, and I stream for hours at a time, as you've known lately, people do quit out, but they don't quit out like as badly as everybody else thinks, or they don't quit as badly as you think. I still see the same amount of people all the time, and it hasn't gotten to the point to where, oh, they see my gamer tag and all of a sudden they keep quitting out or whatever. It's like, listen, everybody is going to get a kill in the game. The thing is that you're never going to get better unless you put in the time, unless you learn how spawns work, and unless you work on your gun skill. And that is as simple as that. Why are we trying to make people better when they don't earn it? It's simple as that. I mean, why are we lowering our standards? Oh yeah, wait, I know the answer. Because it's all about the fucking money, and it's all about basically sugarcoating a piece of shit in its current state that is Modern Warfare. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this, beyond the fact that it has affected me in real life as well, and to where other people basically are just getting certain rights and privileges that they certainly don't deserve, especially when people, for instance, like me, have worked harder for it. The thing is that when this happens, it's like, what can I say? It's really freaking despicable. And the thing is, you're actually robbing the player of truly feeling satisfied, truly satisfied, not artificially satisfied, because when you're doing this, you're artificially satisfying them, right? But at the same time, you don't care because it's all about the money and sales, right? But the thing is that you are truly robbing the player of feeling ultimate satisfaction. You know when I truly loved COD even more than when I was a noob? You know what I truly loved COD, and when I truly loved COD even more was when I finally hit the curve, when I finally passed that threshold where basically I was like, okay, this is how spawns work. All of a sudden now I'm getting more kills because I understand how spawns work. Now I need to work on my gun skill. I'm going to rinse and repeat that. I'm going to play around with classes. I'm going to study people. I'm going to continue to watch videos or whatnot to see what the best players in the world out there do. I'm going to throw my own style into it basically, and I'm going to become better, and I'm going to put my time into it. And lo and behold, I'm dropping deatomizer strikes, or I'm getting flawless free-for-alls. I'm getting 70 kill TDMs and all that kind of stuff. So the thing is, and on top of that, let's not mention the fact that you got so many people having to resort to reverse boosting so that way they can get fun and enjoyment out of COD. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. Just make it like it was back in the Black Ops 1 days, man, where it was back in the Black Ops 1, or even the algorithm for, because every single Call of Duty, they say, has had a form of skill-based matchmaking, right? So it's like, okay, just adjust the algorithm to the way it was in this game, or in Black Ops 2, or in Black Ops 1. Nobody's complaining about that. And the thing is, back in the day, we had a higher player count. Some people actually ended up leaving the franchise because of skill-fucking-based matchmaking, including those people that actually wanted to get better. They started to get better, and then all of a sudden, it felt like they weren't going anywhere because they kept on running into sweats or people of their own skill level because of the damn algorithm. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section. I know this is a very passionate subject. I know a lot of people have their own views on it, but those are my thoughts, and let me know what yours are. Thank you very much for the continued support. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.